I'm on top of the world. That's right, folks, it can only mean one thing: another one of my daily vlogs. Very hot welcome back to my channel. Yes, my name is Donato and I'm here in the beautiful Malvern Hills on a very hot sunshiny day. So yes, what better way to welcome you here than on a hot sunny day, with views across out to the Black Mountains and Wales, and then the other side, although this is blocked at a minute, is the Vale of Evesham and the Cotswolds. So beautiful here. Can't wait to share the goodness with you. Don't panic, folks, I don't always religiously go to McDonald's for a breakfast, but my original train got cancelled as I blow the flies off me because they quickly get attracted. So yeah, I had half an hour to kill before this next train arrives. Hopefully this train will arrive. There's all sorts of disputes with trains and staff and whatever. But anyway, let's drink this tea, get on the train and go for that walk.
This is a Great Western Railway service to Great Malvern.
So I'm now on the train heading over to Great Malvern. It's only about 10 minutes from Worcester, so it should be there nice and smooth. But the thing I noticed almost immediately when I was out there, whether it's my bright clothes or whatever, but I got completely covered in little flies. Hopefully this isn't a sign of what we're going to get up in the Malverns, because I don't want to be eaten alive by flies. But anyway, let's go. So the plan for today is to take you along. You may have seen a few weeks ago my run around the Malverns. I won't be doing that exact route, I'll be doing part of that route, but the plan is to take a hike up from Great Malvern train station up to Worcestershire Beacon, which I think is the highest peak in the Malverns, but that's the plan. Gin gin, well, it's a cup of tea, so I don't know if you do gin gin with tea, but anyway. Right, off the train we go. Dum-de-dum-de-do. Whilst the Malvern Hills are very beautiful, and I'm going to be showing you some fantastic sights because it's a totally clear day, completely different to the last time I was up here, it is a bit of a hike just to get to the start of the greenery from the station, and it's pretty steep. So yeah, but all part of the journey, as they say. So let's catch you when I'm back on the hills, or hills-ish. Although, is this part of the hills? I know it's a road here, but is this part of the Malvern Hills as well? Leave it in the comments below. You can see the hills in the distance, but still a long way to walk up to get anywhere near there. So I'm now walking through the heart of Great Malvern. It's so lovely here, this beautiful feeling, not just because of the weather, but the location, the air, the coffee shops, the cakes and the bookstores. Yeah, although we can't eat the books, can we, or drink them. As I'm now climbing up some stairs to a statue of a man who's very famous, who lived here in the Malverns. Yes, Elgar. Now some of you may recognize this particular pose from my very first and only long run before my first marathon, but it was pouring with rain at the time. Elgar, he lived here in the Malverns for about 13 years, and he set about 14 musicals. This is all back in 1899, I know, a long time ago. And whilst he was born in Worcester, lived most of his life, but he used to cycle a lot apparently, 60 miles a day. So you'll see statues of him at Hereford Cathedral, where he used to go, so that's not too far from here on your bike. And also, as I say, he lived here in Malvern and born in Worcester. So I'm going to continue, and here we see one of the things that Malvern is famous for, and that is the spa water. Yes, look at this. This is a this one is called the Malvina Spout of Malvern spring water, and this drinking spout of pure Malvern water is piped directly from the springs. Yes, there you go, from Happy Valley. Now we are going to head up to Happy Valley in a short while, so you'll see up there. So let's continue the walk. And whilst it's pretty tough and incline, I've only been going, I've got my Garmin on to record the hike. I've done now I can't remember distance, whether it's a mile or kilometers now, because the hiking and the running is a bit different, but I've been going for 14 minutes, so my guess is that would be a mile. Would you think? Yeah, 14-minute mile walking, that's about right, isn't it? Right, I'm now heading up to St Anne's Well. I don't know whether the camera can show how steep this climb is. It's pretty steep. As I pause here, we've got the Malvern donkey. So Malvern donkeys, as you can imagine with hills like this, back in the day, they'd be used for carrying cargo, timber and all sorts up and down the hills, because we didn't have transport back in them days. Anyway, there's a nice sign here saying "to the hills." Whew. Wow, so you can see how I already am, and I don't think I'm even halfway in terms of elevation to where I need to get to for Worcestershire Beacon. So let's continue to St Anne's Well. Thankfully there's a bit of shade here, walking up a asphalt road. Oh, there's a little mole. Can you see him there? There he is. Ah, tiny little things they are, but they do make a lot of mess when they're digging those holes. This is like climbing up one of those Tour de France zigzagging up mountain passes, but I'm obviously on my feet. It's like I've arrived on the scene of Lord of the Rings, one of these massive oaks, and you can clearly see it's probably a little play area for children to come through. Yeah. I'm not going to try that right now. I'm going to get back on the path here and continue the hike up to St Anne's Well. And here we are, coming to St Anne's Well, the Octagon Bar. And if I walk into here, you might already hear the fountain. There we are. As we're here with the spring water, might as well have a drink of some water. So from the train station we're up to, including this little stop, about 27 minutes to get up here, and it's showing 1.66 actually, to be exact. So I'm guessing it's 1.66 miles. So not the fastest of paces, but it's good all-round exercise, and with walking it helps with a lot of our tendons and muscles and helps them build some strength before we get into the running. Yeah. Whew. So let's head up to Happy Valley. So I'm now in the what is fondly known as the Happy Valley area, although I think St Answell is probably part of Happy Valley as well. But anyway, enough of the technicalities. Glorious sunshine, great views across the Vale, over to the Cotswold Hills in the distance. That's what you see across there. So yeah, you have Evesham over there, the Vale of Evesham, Pershore, and then that way you have Pershore, Gloucestershire, and yeah. And before you're all panicking, I have lathered myself with sun cream, face, shoulders, legs, everywhere, and I have got a bottle of sun cream with me just in case it does get a bit more burny. But I'm just about to head into some shade and head further up Golden Valley. Sorry, Happy Valley. Golden Valley's another part of the world. Anyway, as the sign here says, the Beacon. This is the way up. So as I continue the climb along Happy Valley, I just had a little chat with a couple who hike around here on a regular basis, and I can't think of a better place to come here on a daily basis with days like this. Although even when it's wet and windy, rainy, it's so beautiful. I mean, look at the views here. It's fantastic. Man. So that's North Hill up there. And I think over to the left is Sugarloaf, but look at that. How beautiful is that? And in the distance I can see a group of school children being taken on their trip, and they're all rolling down the hill, which we all used to do as kids, yeah? Remember where you just roll down the steep hills? Such a blast. Don't think I'll be joining in with that, but I can see Worcestershire Beacon in the distance there. There it is. So let's head up. Well, at least I think that's Worcestershire Beacon. Yeah, it looks like there's a thing up there, so let's go. So I'm now at one of these marker points here at the Malverns, with arrows pointing to all sorts of places. So Great Malvern down that way. I try and talk with the school children screaming behind me, but anyway, there's North Hill. Now I've got a number of choices. It says the Beacon this way, which is like Route 1, and then there's another sign saying Beacon that way. I think I'm going to take the more leisurely route, yeah, because Route 1 looks pretty steep to me, so I'm going to go a little bit of a roundabout way and head that way. There is a route back down to St Answell, a bit different. I might do that route on the way down. So let's crack on with the climb up to the hill. Wow. All I can say is wow, wow, wow. Just look at that. Soaking that in. So beautiful. So that's the Sugarloaf Hill, and that's North Hill over there. So many trails and paths. As I say, Route 1 up to Worcestershire Beacon, but I'm going to go around this more gentler route, shall we say. Yeah. So I am here now at the top. Yes, this is the geographical peak of the Beacon. And we touch. And looking at the time, 59 minutes 22. Oof. What a view up here, 3.46. So that's including the stops, drinks, chats and so on. So not the hardest push, but hey, I'm here, so I'm going to get a little breather and then give you an update. So here at Worcestershire Beacon, yeah, what a view. Look at this as we go from across. So we've got North Hill over there, you've got Sugarloaf that side. So as we go around, I'll get my hand out of the way, you can see Great Malvern heading across the Vale of Evesham and then across to the Cotswolds, and then the ridge along here that goes along, and then in the distance, I don't know how it comes out on the GoPro, but you can see Herefordshire Beacon or British Base Camp, and then across the Vale here into Wales into the distance. So you'll see the Black Mountains, I think that way. Wow, what a view. And you can see the ridge paths going along here, all the hills. Wow, fantastic. Well, having got to the top, it's now, what is it? They marched up to the top of the hill, then they marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. But anyway, enough of the sing-songs. What better way to spend the day than walking across these beautiful hills on a glorious sunshiny day in the fresh air, just soaking it all in. I mean, look at this view. So beautiful, isn't it? I'm so fortunate to have this on my doorstep and literally just hop on the train, 10 minutes and I'm here. Quick caveat, it's 10 minutes to the train station at Great Malvern, not 10 minutes to right here, because as you'll see later on, it's about a good hour's walk from Great Malvern station to Worcestershire Beacon. So I hope I didn't scare some of you telling you I could get to the top here in 10 minutes. Otherwise I'd want my body for science. I don't know about you, but when it comes to hills, however steep or not so steep, I find the going down part much more stressful on my body than going up. Do you feel the same? Leave it in the comments below. I find that it puts a lot of stress on my quads and my knees when going downhill. Maybe I'm not walking correctly down the hill or running correctly down the hill. Maybe that's just the science and just how it is. I'd love to hear from you. I don't know whether you can hear that, but you get a lot of birds nesting at ground level. Yeah, looks like some kind of finch. This is where I wish I had a zoom camera. Now that kind of noise is meaning maybe it's distressed or there's a bird nearby that shouldn't be. I don't want to go too close and scare them. Ah yeah, it is these little finches. There's the two of them. Wish I could zoom in. Gorgeous. You won't see it, but it's in that little tree just here in front. Small tree in front of it with the black head and chest. There he goes. Now he's obviously making a noise. I'm probably close. It's probably got a nest in there and it's trying to ward me off from the nest. So I'm not going to go into that growth area. It's amazing how they protect their ground. Now I guess this is what you would call a technical trail. Rocks, steep decline. You need to watch where you put your footing. Very steep. Indeed, the descent is tougher in my opinion. It might be quicker than going up, but I'm certainly feeling this on the knees and quads. So let's get back to St Anne's Well, and I'm going to fill up my bottle because I've been drinking it on the way up. I'm going to fill it up with some of the spa water and see if it has the medicinal benefits that people back in the Victorian times would travel all the way up from London to come here to Malvern, the Malvern Hills, Malvern Wells, for the spa water and how good it is for us. Yeah, natural water. So as I come back into St Anne's Well, time to get some of the spring water. So bottle filled up, gonna have a little breather here and then continue down into Great Malvern. Oh, it tastes so fresh. I have to say it does taste a bit earthy, but then it would, wouldn't it, because it's come straight from the ground. And so to the final descent down from St Anne's Well into Great Malvern. Beautiful, eh? Feels so good, so good. And for those interested here at St Anne's Well, there are some public toilets here if you need those. But we're out in Mother Nature where there's hardly anyone. So yeah. Do I need to say more? When you look at the roots of this tree, see how it goes up and the roots exposed here, you can so tell this tree has had a life, hasn't it? Wow. It is literally Lord of the Rings style. Look at it, how it grips onto the rocks here, holding its form. Wow. Here's one of the famous Great Malvern signs. So I've come from that way to the hills, but we're now going to head down to the town centre. The 99 steps. 99 steps. Let's go. Obviously, you still have to do the ramp down before the steps actually start. I know. And here we go, starting the 99 steps down. And the steps keep going down. Now this is where, for me, going down the steps I find a lot easier than going up the steps. Now is it because the steps are flat, so there's no sharp incline like on the hills, so I'm not getting the tension and stress on my Achilles and ankles as much? Possibly. So I've got to the bottom of the steps. Yeah, come down, and then in front of me now is one of the beautiful landmarks of Great Malvern. Well, two possibly. Abbey Hotel and the Priory, which is there. Look at these beautifully manicured gardens. Gorgeous. You see why so many come travelling to the Malvern Hills. It's so beautiful here, even with the traffic. And here is the front of the Abbey Hotel. I guess this would be the kind of place where the elite runners would be staying if there was the Malvern Marathon. Road marathon, that is, not the trail marathon. Yes, gorgeous, eh? And here is Malvern Priory. What a beautiful building. Great architecture. Definitely worth a visit going inside. I'm going to have my lunch now, I think, because I'm mega hungry. Ooh.
No, no, this is talking about 10, 20 years ago, whatever. I went back to like a month.
Is there anywhere that you wanted to go?
So for those interested in the stats of the hike, so it's 1 hour 53 minutes, 6.05 miles, 346 meters of ascent. So yeah, I'm going to pause the watch now, or stop it completely. Let's pause it. So I'm going to have my lunch now and enjoy this wonderful, I'll probably go for jacket potatoes. Yeah, let's go for one of those jacket spuds. I very much enjoyed my jacket potato in Henry's Cafe there in Great Malvern. So I'm now heading back down to the train station and I can really feel the heat now. So thankfully I'd done all my hiking and moving by, I think I got to the cafe about 1 p.m. So before the heat now, as I say, it's really kicking in. It's gone, what, 2:30, coming up to 3 p.m. and it's really hot and humid now. So don't know about you, but when I have whilst having my lunch, a jacket potato may not sound much for me, and it isn't, but I don't often feel super hungry when it's hot like this. Thirsty, yes, but not super hungry. Are you like that as well? Leave in the comments below. So I've now got to the train station and that's the end of today's journey. Great Malvern Station. There's a lot of construction work going on here. I think they're repairing the canopy, the rooftop here. So that'll be going on, I think, till around October, November this year. But there's a bit of random information for you. So train should be here shortly. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you soon at the next little mini trek adventure. Let's go. Love you all. Bye bye bye. It's amazing how they protect their ground.